In this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how I went from $1 a month to $21,000 a month by simply just using LinkedIn Sales Navigator and my agency. Let's hop straight into the breakdown. Now, before I show you guys the exact lead filters and everything like that, I wanna let you guys know my name is Thomason. I own a 6-figure marketing agency that books demos for software companies. Here's the proof how I went from $1 in May of 2024 working at Barnes & Noble's, thinking that buying more books was gonna fix my problem. And scaling my business and scaling my agency to the next month hitting about 7.3K with LinkedIn Sales Navigator, the exact system I'm gonna be showing you guys in this video, and then obviously $21,000 in the next month. Now, obviously the free playbook is gonna be in the link down below of how to scale $20,000 a month in 90 days. Part 1 is basically just this. I'm going to cover exactly how to source qualified leads, how to scrape qualified leads, how to outreach these qualified leads using LinkedIn Sales Navigator, of course, and how to book qualified leads. The playbook, which is technically part 2, which is the first link right down below, covers how to pitch these qualified leads, how to close these qualified leads so you get money in your pockets, how to fulfill for these qualified leads so you get case studies, how to scale outreach for qualified leads as well so you can do this process times 10, times 20, times 30, however long you want. So part 2 is the playbook down below, but the information I'm gonna be giving you guys in this video is gonna be extremely valuable. But honestly, just download the freaking playbook. All I'm asking for is your email, get sent straight to your inbox. Hell, if fucking younger Patrick was able to do that, I would freaking immediately buy that shit, or not buy it, but opt in. It's free. All right, let's hop into the playbook here. So first of all, we are using LinkedIn Sales Navigator. You go to the homepage here on LinkedIn, click on lead filters, and let's start segmenting out these leads. First thing you want to do is go after a company headcount that isn't broke, okay? Company headcounts of 11 to 50 and 51 to 200 is where my clients start, okay? We've had clients join in on the program who scaled $20,000 a month in 90 days, like Shreyas and Juliana. Obviously, you were able to book a lot of appointments very quickly with this system. Company headcounts are 11 to 50 and 51 to 200. That's typically the sweet spot for people that are starting off their outreach. Current job titles, at this point in time, we can go after founders. You know, you can also go after CEOs. That's totally fine too. My personal sauce is going after head of marketing or any head of growth within the company itself. Now, these people are responsible for moving the company's bottom and top line forward. All they want to do is basically bring in more traffic, bring in more leads to a set company. And so it's in their best interest to respond to your LinkedIn Sales Navigator message when they get a promising outreach message in their inbox, because obviously it's going to make them look better as a person as well. You know, it's going to make them look better as an employee by bringing on an existing agency that can actually deliver results. Okay, so North America is kind of what I target. I target software development. So software companies, basically. But then obviously in here, you want to make sure that they posted on LinkedIn within the last 30 days. It's going to be huge. The last thing I like to do is in the keyword section, because I target custom software development companies, meaning it's a very niche down software company that I target. This requires a lot of trust, okay? These custom development software companies, they require lots of trust. So I would not recommend any beginners to get into this. I would recommend beginners get into any sort of niche that is in the IT consulting space. So here's this. If this is your first time on LinkedIn Sales Navigator, I would go after anything with IT systems, IT operations, IT training, IT data services. These are basically companies that all they do is either clean up data, they either build custom solutions, they either migrate data from database to database using their techniques, and they're really good at building a good product and a good service. They're kind of like an agency, but what they really suck at is getting more businesses to sign for their services. So that's where you come into play. It might sound a little bit scary. I'm not going to break down all these demographics in the video. This is for obviously the playbook, first link right down below. You guys can get a better understanding of kind of how everything works with LinkedIn. But this is what you got to be doing to sign these $5,000 to $10,000 a month retainers. You want to sign clients for 8 to 12 months. You want them to actually stick with you. Get on LinkedIn. Okay. So then from here, we're going to use a widget or a Chrome extension, called Find Email. Obviously, you can download this wherever, and you're literally just going to export, 200 contacts, 300 contacts, 500 contacts, however much you can into, your own list, and then your lead list. You export the CSV. So I'm not going to do it right now because it's going to take some time. I've already done this hundreds of thousands of times. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like after you export the leads. So after you've filtered out these leads, here's what we covered. We just covered exactly how you are going to source the leads, how to scrape the leads using Find Email, and now let's cover how to outreach the leads. So when you have them in Google Sheets. It's gonna look something like this. I'm not trying to leak all these guys' data, so I'm gonna keep my screen over here. But you're gonna have all of this data, okay? All these people, where they're at, where their companies are at, what company headcounts they're at, and it's very, very, very simple. What Find Email and LinkedIn Sales Navigator does an amazing job of is it gives you the LinkedIn Sales Navigator URL in the freaking exported file. Okay, so it gives you their name, gives you your contact, gives you everything that you possibly need, as well as their LinkedIn Sales Navigator link. So all you're gonna do is you're gonna get in here yourself. Yes, yourself. You're gonna do this manually up front, and you're going to basically just outreach these people. You're gonna click on the link right here, and here's what it looks like when you're outreaching somebody on LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So what you're gonna want to do is you want to click the message button, and there's a subject line that's required, and there's a message line that's required. So right here, I'm gonna show you guys my personal outreach message, or at least one of them that converts over 5%, okay? What this means is for every 100 messages that I send to prospects, I get 5 super interested replies. And then from there, you know, it varies, I'm not gonna lie, but I'd probably say anywhere from 2 to 3, I've even seen 2 to 5 qualified appointments from there. It's very easy. The subject here is gonna be quick question name. So we're gonna say quick question Raphael. Okay, and then what we're gonna do here is I know his pain points so well. If you try to copy and paste my message, it will not work for your niche, because I'm targeting a very specific niche with a very specific problem that I know I can speak to. And so even if you do copy my niche, you do copy my message, you do copy everything, guess what? By the time you get them on a call, you're not gonna know how to speak their language. It's a whole different vernacular. You're not gonna know how to close them. You're not even gonna know how to fulfill for them. It's gonna be an entire mess. So don't copy me word for word here. If you do, it's not gonna be fun for you. But here's sort of the overview. I'm breaking everything down that way you guys can kind of have a visual, okay, of kind of how we do this. So we're copy and pasting this. We're pasting it into the message box here. And it's very simple. It's very just like outreach. This is just outreach 101, all right? So it's, hey, Raphael, I specialize in helping technical custom software teams go from project to project, which is the biggest pain point here, to consistent high ticket sales, which is the greatest outcome. And I say, notice my words here. I say it starts with 15 to 30 qualified demos per month. I'm not saying it ends here. I'm not saying this is all we can do. I'm not saying this is all that we guarantee. I'm just saying it starts with 15 to 30 qualified demos per month. Now this gets in his head. Okay, this is kind of how he does things. And I say we guarantee results or we refund your full investment. This is obviously what? A risk reversal. So I'm risk reversaling. I'm creating that risk reversal that is something that he's willing to, you know, give me 15 minutes for an intro call or something like that. Then I say, should I send over some more info? Very low barrier of entry call to action. Notice how I'm not saying, yo, can we hop on a call? You know, no one's doing that here. I'm literally giving him a huge risk reversal saying, look, I guarantee you these results or your full investment back. And then the very last line I say, should I send over some more info? It's very low barrier of entry. He just has to reply with yes or no. So I'm gonna go ahead and send this right now for you guys. Just kind of have it out here, whatever. But that's exactly how you are going to send to these qualified leads. Now, you probably have questions of how exactly you can make a perfect custom script, how exactly, you know, what niche is going to be good for you starting off, how exactly you can do this for yourself, and how to, you know, pitch these qualified leads, how to close these qualified leads. It's that playbook. You guys download it. It's literally just an email right down below, any comment section, any link in the description, any of my videos. All right. So we just covered how to source qualified leads. You're welcome. we just covered how to scrape qualified leads, how to outreach to qualified leads, and now I'm going to talk to you guys how to book qualified leads. Now, obviously, after we sent out that initial outbound message, they're going to probably respond back something with okay or yes. Mind you, if you're still watching this video, you are already automatically in the 1%, because I guarantee you 99% of the people already clicked off this video or already reading a book, you know, scrolling on TikTok, doing some other shit. They're already chasing on the next video. But here's the thing. You don't need more information. You just need more implementation. The funny thing about online business is that every single person can succeed in whatever niche, whatever industry, whatever business, whatever startup. But here's the deal. Most people cannot focus on one thing for a longer period of time than the rest to be able to succeed. And that's why you're different, because you're already watching this video and you're continuously watching this video. So those that already clicked off are not going to make it. But the fact that you're still watching just says that you're dedicated to actually growing your business. So hats to you, okay? So they're going to say something like, okay, or yes, or, you know, sure. Don't get scared. Don't get, you know, discouraged by these replies. These are typically just business owners that are busy. They get something in their LinkedIn inbox and it's just, okay, sure, whatever. From there, you're going to say, you know, something like sweet, you know, acknowledge what they do, or nice. I like to say got it. And honestly, depending on how warm they are, here's just what I say. I just say, like, I can't do much justice sending you everything over email. We got 15 minutes next Tuesday or next Wednesday at 2 p.m. CST. So let's just say we're going to just pitch them straight to call. Here's kind of exactly what I would say. I would say, got it. I can check my calendar to see, if we can connect. Or better yet, that will work pretty good, but I'll just say, got it. I'd love to walk you through everything over a brief 15-minute call. Do you think you can carve some time away on Tuesday, let's just say 2 p.m. CST or 4 p.m. CST, okay? So I've booked, I kid you not, hundreds of calls. I can go through my Fathom and show you guys hundreds of sales calls. I mean, here's a screenshot of me booking around 60 calls in a month consistently. This is what I hover around every 30 days at a 40 to 50% close rate. Now, this is kind of what I do when the prospects are older. I'm saying above 30, above 40, above 50. Why? Because they don't really check their emails. I'm not gonna lie. Prospects that you really want to sell to, that have the ability to pull down the levers and actually give you the money that you want and charge, so you can charge $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 a month retainers with companies that are making 2 mil, 5 mil, 10 mil, 20 mil, 200 mil a year. They don't really have that much time to check their email inboxes. They're being spammed 24/7, believe it or not. And so when you just say, hey, look, I'd love to walk you through everything over a brief 15-minute call, know your time is super valuable, only gonna take 15 minutes, and then you actually propose a time saying, hey, look, does Tuesday at 2 p.m. CST or 4 p.m. CST work better for you? That gives them in their head a time block, and they know you're not only serious, but you're organized, okay? The biggest thing here too is that in these B2C Instagram markets, when you're used to appointment setting, everybody's hesitant to hop on the phone because everybody thinks they're being sold, which is actually true. So everybody's burned from wanting to hop on calls. But here's the thing. These people at the companies and these guys that are making, if their company is 50 mil plus a year, even 5 mil plus a year, they don't give a shit. They don't care about being pitched. They get pitched all day. And they don't have a bad spot. They don't have a bad ache about being pitched. They don't care about that stuff. They see investments, especially your lead generation agency, they see that as a huge investment for potential cash flow that could be going straight to their pockets and their team's pockets as well. So they don't see pitching as bad. I don't have the money. This is scary. Most people don't want to be pitched because they don't have the money. They know it. They're scared. These guys have the cash flow, they have the money, they have the investment, so they don't care about being pitched like you might think they do. So when you propose a time and say you got 15 minutes, they're like, sure, run me through it, send it over to my whatever and we'll do it. So that's what it is, because unless you're talking specifically to the founder or the CEO, it's probably not directly coming out of their pockets, especially if you're talking to the head of growth or head of sales. They'll just pass it up to the CFO, chief finance officer, and they'll just check off on it and it'll go off as a company expense. So again, you can charge. I have buddies that have charged $10,000, $20,000 a month retainers, have enterprise level clients, they're charging $30,000 a month for just one freaking client. And the head of growth is like, cool, we're new it, do it, whatever. And then CFO is like, check off. So it's not scary at all. It's totally okay to do this to these guys. This is definitely B2B. Okay, this is business to business. These are definitely businesses. And even if you get lucky, down the line, business to enterprise as well. So with that being said, you guys, I just went over exactly how you're going to source qualified leads, how you're going to scrape these qualified leads using LinkedIn Sales Navigator, find email, how to outreach using the inbox in LinkedIn Sales Navigator, how to book those qualified leads, type of vernacular you can use. Part 2, obviously, is all in the playbook, where I show you how to pitch these qualified leads, how to close these qualified leads, how to fulfill for these qualified leads, and how to scale outreach efforts for these qualified leads so you can start booking 5 to 10 qualified appointments every single day for your offer, okay? Again, this is exactly how I went from $1 a month to $21,000 a month with LinkedIn Sales Navigator. You can just copy me. I own a 6-figure marketing agency, as you guys know, called Create MRR. I own createmro.com, just so you guys can see that I actually have a company website and things like that. Okay, so I own createmro.com, everything like that. This is your boy at Barnes & Noble's. Online business is amazing. It's honestly allowed me to waste as much gas in my V8 as I possibly can. And yeah, here's the proof, you guys. Not much more else. I got over 270 videos on this channel talking about client acquisition, sales, marketing. Check out that playbook, download it, just plug in your email. We'll get you the playbook immediately sent to your email without sending these cold emails or cold calls or running ads. If you're an agency owner and you want to scale 20K a month fast, get that playbook, fill out your email. You can possibly book on a call later if it's the right fit. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great rest of your day. Hope this video was helpful. Peace.